So how can you find your style in photography? The answer is so simple that I feel like I could begin this video with the conclusion, but what's the point of making a video if I do that? Let's just say I'm looking at the answer right now, and it's about something you already know. More on that later. Hello everyone, welcome to another video. Have you ever wondered how professional photographers and artists manage to create a unique style across all their images? In today's video, I'll cover the basics of what photography style is, address the question whether we all need a style, and give you tips to help you discover and develop your own unique style. My name is Daniel Aucoin and I'm a professional photographer living in Eastern Canada. I make videos to share my photography knowledge and take you behind the scenes of my photography adventures with the only goal of inspiring you to keep moving forward on your journey. Support my channel by leaving a comment. Let's start with the first topic, what is style? Simply put, photography style is how unique a certain group of images looks alongside each other. That's what we often call the work of an artist. Now there's a big difference between someone telling you, I love this image versus, man, I love your work. The second one definitely means you have a style. In photography, style comes together with variables such as how we choose our subject, the decision we make regarding composing the shot, the lighting we use, and how we process our photographs. You can also think of style as pattern that keeps showing up in an artist's work. Now I'll give you an example of style in other art forms. Let's consider grunge music. A band like Nirvana is not just popular for the type of music they are playing. It's because of Kurt Cobain's distinctive voice combined with his songwriting skills that sets them apart. In other words, they have style. Another example is the artwork of Vladimir Koch, known for his metaphorical. Basically, you can put 10 different paintings from 10 different artists and you still know which one he made because he have style. Now, all of that doesn't mean you should like a photographer or any artist because of their style, but at least you'll be able to recognize them. And that brings me to the second topic. Do we need a style? If you cannot answer this question, it probably means that you don't need a style. Think about it. If your goal is to have fun, learn, and improve at what you're doing, what's the point of needing a style? On the other hand, if your goal is to sell your art and become famous, then yes, you'll need a style to set yourself apart from other artists. But in order to create your style, ironically, you need to have fun, learn, and improve. Does that make any sense? I think that makes sense. Now let's move on to the third topic. How to create your style. I'll break this down into three categories: the subject, the technique, and your intuition. Let's start with the subject. This is and this should be a personal choice of yours. You need to discover what you enjoy photographing the most. For example, 2 years ago, I began foraging for mushroom in the wild and became deeply passionate about fungi. So I put a lot of energy to this new interest, invest in the macro lens, and started playing with it. Now, did you hear what I just said? Playing with it. That means having fun. So after focusing on mushroom and macro photography for 6 months, I developed a unique style simply because I was enjoying myself out there. Just remember to have fun and enjoy yourself. Next, you'll need to hone your technique to develop your style. Here's a simple question for you. What do you think is essential to improve your camera skill or photo processing technique? Practice, practice, practice. I understand it's easier said than done because it can be very tempting to watch videos on photography techniques from the comfort of your couch and feel like you're learning a lot. In some sense, you are learning, but don't get stuck in just consuming information without putting it into practice in the field. Because if you make a habit of watching videos, you'll become good at watching videos. On the other hand, if you're making a habit of doing photography, well, you might get good at photography. Okay, so now that you know what you love to photograph and you're confident about your camera skill, your intuition will become more apparent in your work. Because the more comfortable you get with these things, your mind will be more open to creative thoughts, and that's where the magic comes in. Now, there are many things you can do to stimulate your creativity and be more intuitive, and you'll find that most of them have nothing to do with photography. Meditation, long walks in the woods, gardening, listening to music can all be a source of inspiration and can stimulate your creativity. For me, mountain biking is perfect because once I get my heart rate up, ideas starts to pop left and right in my head and I get very creative. So what I'm trying to say here is getting into that relaxed state is really important. I think we're all meant to be creative, and by learning to concentrate on your subject combined with good camera skills, dedication and patience, and the more you can do this, the more distinctive your photography style will become. So now that you know what style is and how to go about creating your own, here's a few tips that helped me develop my own style throughout my career. The first one might not be the most obvious, but hear me out. Changing my old tripod for a larger one in 2023 made me realize how much gear can affect your photography style. My small tripod restricted how high I could position my camera, leading to many shots taking close to the ground. Now this limitation actually helped me focus on working at lower angle by removing some composition possibilities. So if you're new to photography, I think you're better off starting with less equipment and learning to use it well before filling your backpack. My next piece of advice is don't be afraid to get inspired by other photographers. Now this one is a tricky one because obviously you don't want to copy another artist because it won't help you develop your personal style. Now I don't know who Jean-Luc Godard is, but here's what he said. It's not where you take things from, it's where you take them to. The funny thing here is that I stole this line from Paul Arden's book, which he stole from Jim Jarmusch. What I mean with all that is you can't copy a style, but you must steal it and make it your own. So in order to do that, look at photographers' work you admire the most, learn about them and how they produce their work. Try to understand what drives them and what makes them successful. You'll probably find that they have drawn inspiration and influence from others along the way, as most artists do. When it comes to style, you are unique, so no matter what you do, if you learn the basics and practice, you'll begin to see your distinctive style emerge in your photographs. You are the answer to this video title. Just make habits of what you love and keep moving.